Daily Dancer Diaries. I hope you liked last week's video, which was 5 ways to make your horizontal figure 8s more interesting. And today we're extending that by doing 5 ways to make your downward or vertical figure 8s, or also called the Maya, more interesting. Okay, so if you haven't learned your downward figure 8 or your Maya first, please do that. I'll link some videos to that below. Otherwise, remember, we keep our feet hip width apart. We start with our pelvis tucked in, chest up, hands slam down on the boardroom table. We're bringing one hip up, out to the side, down and in, other hip up, out, down and in, and then smoothing it out. Okay, so number one thing that you can do to make your Maya more interesting is change the tempo. I know I said this for the first one last time, but it is something that we often forget but just looks so beautiful, especially with this move. If you have a really, really slow tucks in and you're coming down, and then you're speeding it up with the melody, it can look really, really nice with this move. I find this move as well, when I'm dancing to the melody, I tend to default to my downward figure 8s because it's a nice move to be able to do quickly too. Okay, second thing that you can use to make your downward figure 8s more interesting is flat feet versus a lift. What do I mean by this? When we do our basic figure 8, you can see, watch my heels. One heel is coming up as the hip comes up, and then it's coming down as the hip comes down. So from the back, you can see my heels are coming up as my hip comes up, and then down as my hip comes down. So second way to vary our figure 8s is to keep our feet flat or keep our feet lifted. What do I mean by this? Instead of using the heel to get the hip up, we're using extra strong strength through our muscles here. Bring it up, out and down, up, out and down. Still keeping the same pattern. It might get a little bit smaller, but we're taking out the equation of the feet into it. This one you can feel working through your core. Watch from the side, watch my heels. I'm coming down, using those knees, but keeping my feet flat on the floor. Watch from the back, heels stay on the floor. Still keeping that same nice Maya pattern. Opposite to this is that we can do the same principle but keep ourselves up on our toes. So for this one, again, you can use your knees, a little bit more balance comes into it, but I'm keeping my heels up. Watch from the side, heels stay up, feet are still hip width apart. We're coming into our figure 8. My heels might move a little bit, but you can see they're mainly up. Watch from the back, heels up, and then coming into our figure 8. One way I love to do this move is to vary between the two in the same sequence. So if you're coming down and then up, down and then up, down and then up. Oh, love this move. A nice way to add your arms into this one too is to bring them up and down. So we're coming down, we're coming down, up with the arms and down, up with the feet. So it's like you're popping through as you bring those arms up. Yeah, so that's our second variation on our downward figure 8s. Okay, next one is to add a walk into it. It's always beautiful to travel our steps, especially when we want to get around the room. And there's not many steps that you can do beautifully and flowing, but in a walk. So this one is a special one for you. Coming back to our usual figure 8, each time we bring the hip up, we step forward. So as I bring the hip up, I'm stepping, and then as I bring the foot down, I'm coming out to the side. As I bring the hip up, I'm stepping. As I come down, it's out to the side. Up, out and down, up, out and down, up, out and down. Watch from the side, coming up, out and down, up, out and down, up, out and down, up, out and down from the back. Up, out, down, up, out, down, up, out, down, up, out, down. So to tempo, looks a bit like this. It's a really nice one as well. The figure 8 might become a little bit smaller, but it keeps it so much more interesting with your walk, especially the beautiful slow melodies. Okay, next one is a nice little easy move, but I love it because it looks so beautiful, and that is adding in a nice little wave with your arm. So this one, for some reason, I feel like it's quite an internal move, so I often look down when I do it, and I'll feel the wave through the hand as I feel the little figure 8 through the hips. And again, you can speed this one up as well. Quite a lot going on here, so maybe that's why I always look down for this one, so that you can just focus on the hips, focus on the hands. Okay, and number 5, yes, you guessed it, is our downward 8 with a shimmy. As you've probably heard me say before, nearly every move we can lay out with a shimmy, and this is no exception. So if you're practicing this one, remember, start with the shimmy, and then come down, and then also try it starting with the downward 8, and then adding the shimmy on top. Make sure you try both sides because one's going to be easier for you. And again, the move will become a little bit smaller because you're using the knees for both the shimmy as well as the downward 8. So I hope you've enjoyed these top 5 variations, my top 5 variations on the downward 8. Did your favorite downward 8 move make the list? Please let me know in the comments below. If you have another one that you'd like me to do a video on, please write down as well. Always great to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and happy dancing.